Let's see if you can hear me now. There we go. Sorry about that. Um, as you can see, we are not at the table. We had a little touch of the Rona hit, so we are going to be playing remotely today. We'll see how this goes. It'll be interesting if nothing else. Few quick reminders before I throw it over to our Discord room for everyone else. You can find all of our video content up on YouTube, so be sure you go over there, hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure you turn on notifications, and you will always know when we put new stuff out. Speaking of Discord, we're going to be using it tonight. So this is our Discord server. We've got a dedicated room on there for people who are playing. We've got a couple of different rooms. Got some chat rooms on other interesting topics, and we do also have a channel dedicated to the schedule. And I've been kind of falling down because it's been a little weird around here lately. Apologies for that, but normally our broadcasting schedule will be on the Discord server, so you can always check that out. I'm not going to take up any more time. I'm going to dive right into it. So here, around the Discord table, got Lance, Nate back from his overseas trip abroad, Braden, Stephen, and Danny. And I think we decided that Braden was going to give us an update, a recap on how things went. So take it away, Braden.
Hello. Hopefully you can hear me. Just let me know if I cut out. Let's see. Where were we last left off? We left out. Oh, jeez. Here we go. So on the hunt to help Kazak with his hunter problem. We had just got done with having some food when we were attacked by what looked like two animated husk sort of creatures. They were able to go incorporeal. They were able to regenerate. We were able to kill the two. Well, we killed one of them while the other one escaped. We then decided to go check out the Demetrius. Lucas, who had been turned invisible by Rain, decided to go on ahead and sneak in. Everyone else not knowing where he had gone. Killian decides to distract 40 of these strange spawns. While Lyra and Rain decided to see if they could find Lucas, who at that point had been locked in a pantry. And then Simi went back to try and help Killian, but saw that she would be in danger of dangerous AoE damage. Basically, it was a shit show last session. With bad dice rolls from everyone's point of views, but we were able to make it out. Everyone got out of the area of the Demetrius, and we regrouped at Castian's shop. Lucas also let them know of his predicament, in which, in order to gain the knowledge of where the hunter/wraith was, he made a deal with the devil to only be able to use 2 of his artifacts, and now he is without spells. So I believe we left off wondering what to do next. So
I would like to add that you were given a good dad talking to.
yeah, I was given a good dad talking to. So
you were gentle parented.
Gentle parented, yes, that is what happened. So
Rain wasn't angry. He was just disappointed.
Sometimes that's worse.
So you guys do get back to the shop. And as you get back to the shop, had you guys already gotten back to the shop? Sorry.
Yes, we were at the
Yeah.
shop.
Okay.
That's where we'd had our little chat.
All right. In that case, as you guys are doing your thing and having your chat, your dad chat, whatever, the back door to the shop opens, and in walks Castian.
Oh, Jim,
Well,
Long
hello,
time no
everyone.
see.
I didn't realize
half
that
these
2
people.
hat shops had burnt down.
Yeah, like you know me and Killian, and you don't know the other two, I guess.
I do know Lucas because he owes me a favor.
I do.
Oh.
No,
Yeah.
we've met.
Yeah, we've met.
Yeah,
It's
he's
just-
met all of these. He's met all of these characters.
but we haven't bonded.
Yeah, haven't bonded quite the same way.
Is that what you call last time? Bonding?
You know, whatever.
No.
Bonding, murder,
Being
attempt.
randomly threatening to murder people, you know.
So
Potato,
you guys,
tomato.
I mean, there have been some haberdashery related incidents that you guys have heard of around town.
We have.
I mean, if nothing else, the weird competition stuff. Like, did you put hits on those haberdasheries?
I wouldn't do that this time.
You
Not
didn't do that
directly,
this
is
time?
I think what you mean. Yes.
No, they needed a job, which is fair, so I'm looking at their employer.
God.
But no, I have not actively put a hit on anyone or anything like that, so don't worry. I'm still clean for now.
Yet.
For now.
You have not actively
now.
put a hit out on anyone yet.
That is enormously comforting.
Well, you know, the future is unknown, so who's to say?
She will roll her eyes and walk over to you and give you a hug. I've missed you. Where the hell have you been?
That's a good question. I had a couple of concerns, and so I went and saw my my therapist for a few days, and you know, kind of trying to keep those motor urges down.
Yes. Very mature of you.
And you know, it's just a little check in, just to make sure I'm still, you know, mostly good.
And the verdict on that was what?
Well, I'm here, aren't I?
I don't know if that means much.
That didn't really answer the question.
I'll be okay for now.
Still didn't really answer the question.
Does your therapist know that you're back here?
They know where to reach me. They know about my shop.
That was not the question I asked you.
If they had any real concern, they would be here now.
I don't know that I
So,
feel any better about any of this.
So what are you guys up to? Where's the party? What or I guess the party's here, but why here?
Killian probably looks really rough, by the way.
No, you guys healed me. I'm only missing 2 hit points right now.
Yeah, but you're singed around the edges and probably have not a terribly low number of holes in your clothing.
Oh, that's true.
So what did I miss? Did I miss anything?
Just a little bit.
Did miss the explosions.
And cabin.
Explosions?
Been. Yeah.
I miss explosions? Oh my gosh.
And our
Can
pet
we-
cabin?
Can we do the explosions again?
No.
I mean,
unfortunately, not soon.
I think we need to, though, is the thing.
I don't think that they're very effective.
I mean, maybe not, but something has to be done.
I would agree with that.
Are you
As we
saying
can't leave those things free in the city.
I should catch you up, Castian. So there are these weird husk people that I've been calling dehumidifiers because I don't know what else to call them, but they seem to suck the life force and the moisture out of people and just like leave them as just like mummies effectively. So yeah.
Huh.
We thought we were dealing with one or two. They were coming after Kazakh, and they got Kazakh and Nyx, who he has met, right?
yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've met everyone.
They managed to get Kazakh and Nyx and take them somewhere, not sure where. But they were able to abscond with them. I thought that there were only a couple of them, but there is a horde. I don't know if maybe when somebody dies to one, they just turn into one, if they all came this way. But there's a whole freaking bunch of dehumidifiers that are quite potent in their uh, capacity to potentially end somebody.
Keith,
Yes.
thinking back on the horde of enemies that I faced down,
Uh-huh.
did they look like they had maybe previously been the sailors or crew of the ship?
A good number of them did, yes. There were a handful that looked like they might have been from the city.
So, do we want to go back there now? Or wait? Because, like, I think they're going to know we're coming. Because
Well,
there's. Go ahead.
I mean, from what I understood of your deal, they do know we're coming.
Yes, that's why I was wondering about that.
If we're going to go back, we will need a better plan because I did not put much of a dent into them. And even all of us working together, if we had Nyx with us, which, if correct me if I'm wrong, we do not have Nyx and Kazakh, right?
Yep.
They got
They,
lost
they
in the
They
have
are
disappeared.
MIA.
They
Yep.
are MIA.
With Nyx, we might be able to do some damage, but unless one of you has some unseen radiant powers, I think we're going to be hard pressed to put a good dent in them. I mean, I used up all the explosives I had pretty much, and I barely made a scratch in them.
I mean, we have this bomb. I pull out the bomb you gave me for the mimic bank.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
still
yeah,
have this
we
one.
still have a couple, but I used my largest explosives, and they did not do a ton.
I mean, I think perhaps our best bet would be to gather a large force and not face them just ourselves.
We don't have anyone. It's just
That's
us.
not
I mean, I think
true.
the city would have a vested interest in
Yes.
removing these things.
I have connections with the city guard and the monk order that is not related to the city guard as well.
I mean, no offense, but full offense to the city guards. I don't think they can handle that.
I don't know that they would
I
need to.
I would be in. I'm a little worried about just handing it over to the city guard, because we don't. I would be worried about if they killed guard members, if the guard members would just become more whatever we're dealing with.
That is
I'm
also
also a
fair.
little concerned because based on everything Kazakh told us, there shouldn't be this many. Or this is not actually the the actual hunter. This is like
I
minions he is creating.
I think these were minions because from the vision I was given, I did see there's like a coffin or a sarcophagus in the cargo hold of the Demetrius, but I couldn't find a way down. So, I
We
mean,
might make our own way.
I hold up the bomb and I was like, we could go from underneath and go up and attack the hunter itself, because Keith, with my knowledge of undead and like minions and stuff like that, if
Mhm.
we kill the hunter / wraith, will that destroy the minions?
You have no idea. These
Okay.
creatures are like nothing you've seen before.
Okay.
Your source of information on them is not present.
And just to clarify for me, Keith, because I don't remember for sure.
Uh-huh.
What is like? At what point did Kazakh and Nyx disappear? And do we know? Are they just gone?
Sometime between the restaurant and the dry dock, they disappeared. None of you saw them go. They just left. Or disappeared or were taken. Something happened. They're just gone.
Well, if these are just the minions, I'm a little more worried about facing their boss. But if we're gonna try and go straight for the main hunter, we're gonna have to find a way to prevent them from coming to help. But I'm not sure how we would do that.
Killian, do you know
Yeah.
if they are immune to fire, or are they just?
They are not immune to fire. However, they heal very, very quickly and are very tough. So, for example, as a distraction, so the other people could find Lucas, I sort of made a ruckus and drew all of as many of them to me as I could. I waited till they got in close, and then I used my explosives, and then I used several area of effect spells to try and thin them out. Keith, I'm pretty sure I didn't kill a single one, right?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't even manage to down a single one of them. Now, Lucas has killed 2 of them. 3 of them?
3.
4 all told, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 4.
Yeah, like 4 of them. Lucas has killed 4 of them using his Sunblade. Which leads me to suspect that the power, the either the radiant damage or the light energy of a Sunblade is more effective against them than. And I tried cold, I tried fire, I tried lightning. Didn't really seem to make a dent. And they're not pushovers.
Yeah, I put 2 large fireballs into them, and it still took Lucas to finish them off again.
Lucas, do you
Okay,
have
what if-
anything else in that big closet of stolen stuff of yours that does radiant anything?
A large portion of my magical abilities have been taken away because of the deal to try and find the creature.
Wait, what?
I don't have anything else. We discussed this, Danny.
Oh, did we? Sorry.
Yeah.
No,
we
you're
did.
good.
Somebody?
You're good. That we don't have access to his magic.
You guys were kicked out of the castle, don't forget.
Yeah.
Out of the mansion.
You were kicked out of the mansion at one point.
I had actually forgotten that part too. I don't remember why we got kicked out.
Because he
Some
made
made
a
a
deal that he
deal.
could only use these 2 artifacts, so every other artifact stopped working.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so again,
But I
unless
figured you all would be able to take care of this a lot better than I would. But it seems like I'm the savior of this, and was
well, and
not
if
prepared.
we were fighting them in small groups, like if we were only taking on like 2 at a time, I think we could probably handle that. I think as a single person could probably beat them one-on-one. The problem is
40.
keeping them in small enough numbers to not have them overwhelm you.
I'm gonna put in a call to Akerai. He's probably already on his way, but just in case, I'll, like, pick up my sending stone.
The number you have dialed is no longer in service.
Can only accept 25 words at a time. I will send to him and say, retreated to Castians, need radiant damage, need lots and lots of radiant damage.
Oh wait, hold on a second. I'm not useless. I have 3 flasks of holy water. That'll do it.
I feel like last time you kind of proved that you weren't in fact useless.
Well,
though-
no, I have like 3 flasks of holy water. So if we pour them on your fists, we pour them on whatever weapon Killian uses. I'm sorry, Rain, I can't help you with this. And then if Castian wants to help, we can just pour the last one on his sword. And
I'm not sure that's. I don't know that that's how holy water works.
I think I'd know. Let me look it up real quick.
Insight check.
I'm bullshitting until I figure out what it actually does.
Yep, that sounds
Holy
about right.
Now that we're in a big city, I think we can get more holy water. pretty
19
easily.
insight.
Can you
Uh,
though?
We can't. There's no clerics.
Remember, until a year
That's
ago,
not true.
I mean, you'd have to go looking for it.
I
But there's
mean,
got to be a church in the city somewhere.
Until a year ago, the only churches officially sanctioned were to the Empress, may she live forever.
Hey,
They
Keith,
weren't allowed.
you don't have to discriminate here, Keith. Empress holy water might work.
Yeah, no.
You know what? I'm going to start my own religion.
oh
I mean, at
God,
this point,
no.
Empress Holy Water is basically like undead holy water, so I'm not sure that works.
Yeah.
Holy water, but I can't cast spells. Damn it! Son of a bitch!
I suppose we do know someone we could talk to about holy power type stuff that might be able to help us.
Who
And
was
she
that?
does technically owe us a favor.
The
Is
woman that
she-
we pulled out of the bar?
Yeah,
Is she
Ariadne.
a cleric?
She's at least a priest of some kind. She carried around Dunos's symbol.
She is at least a religious person, and might have connections to. If she herself is not a cleric, she might have connections to someone who is. I guess that gives us a place to start, at least.
More than what we had 10 minutes ago, so.
Yeah.
So, Lucas, can you find Ariadne?
Shut your mouth!
Lucky for us, we don't need Lucas to find her.
Nope, I'm useless. Unless we're in combat, I can't help you.
Oh dear.
I mean,
That's
that's about
very unfortunate.
what I'm at too.
Yeah, I don't know about the rest of you. I would like to take a rest before we go do anything else.
I feel like
Well,
that's
what-
probably a good idea.
That's probably a good idea too.
This is like evening time already, right? So we're looking at
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Oh,
we're already in the middle of the night.
We got a brief glimpse of what's behind us, what's beyond.
Sorry, I hit the wrong
That looks
button.
a lot prettier than this city. Let's go there,
Yeah, let's go there.
where the cabins roam free
You
and eat the antelope.
see me lived there.
That's true.
Yeah, I just realized I was showing the wrong background. Sorry.
Oops.
Oopsie. Yeah,
Well, I-
pulled together in a hurry, guys. Sorry.
Well, I suppose we should probably take a long rest. We should probably take some watches because
Yeah.
wait,
I can take first.
Oh, you better not put my shop in jeopardy.
wait. Since you've been gone, this shop has never been in jeopardy.
But we need watches, huh?
Yes.
If they
Up
come for us,
until
they
this
probably
point-
won't damage the shop. They'll probably just kill us.
That's a relief.
Now we might damage the shop trying to fend them off. I just watched Killian explode.
No, my insurance doesn't cover other people.
Exploding
like that.
Killians?
You should up
What
your
insurance
insurance
does?
then.
Okay. We rest, Keith.
I'll
Where
take
is
first
gonna-
aid.
where is everyone resting?
Well, we have the back door sealed, so I will go and sit by the front door.
Okay.
I guess I'll take the
Can
back
you
door.
cast Private Sanctum, Stephen?
No, what I. Here's the book. Okay, so what the things that I can do that are sort of in that nature? There's a spell called Guards and Wards, but I can't cast it until after a long rest.
'Kay.
So, yeah. I mean, basically, Guards and Wards, I can make it real hard to get in here, but
But not until. Alright, well.
So I'll take the back door.
I mean, in
Alright.
theory, it would be easier for them to break in through any number of windows than the back door at this
That
point.
is also true.
Yes.
Never mind.
Yeah,
Well,
the
the
only way
only
they can get
windows
in the
are up
back
front.
door is if they literally break it down.
Yeah, the only windows are like up in front.
I guess
Because you have to hide your shady business in the back.
Yep.
Well,
Exactly.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
will
no,
double up with you then.
Well, do you maybe want to take second watch?
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's like Shaun of the Dead all over again.
Killian?
Who wants to take a third?
I can take third watch.
I can take third too.
Okay.
I'll stay up with Simi.
Sounds
Okay.
good. I'll be all by my lonesome then.
Oh, they
I'm
never
gonna
attack first.
Pull out
Watch.
my bedroll key, roll it out on the floor, and take a nap.
All
I do
right,
have
just
powers,
right out in the middle of the shop,
I mean, in the back part, but
in the
yeah.
back part of the shop. Okay.
I do have cots if you prefer a cot.
I'm so tired right now, I don't really care.
I'll take a cot.
Okay.
I'm gonna set up my bedroll up in the front in case Rain ends up needing emergency backup in a hurry.
All right. So, Rain, give me, please, your perception check.
Perception. I did try, by the way. I could not get it to roll. In chat. I tried a bunch of different commands and none of them worked. So
Yeah, I must have taken that one off then. So,
let's roll it. Oops, that's not my dice roll.
Did you just touch dice paraphernalia that was not yours?
Oh no, no.
Okay.
Uh,
Gasp.
I clicked into a virtual character sheet that the symbol on it is a dice.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Also, at this point, just as a reminder, and I don't know that she's in chat, but Nate, your first roll is going to be taken by someone else. It should be Chipper, but she's not in chat, so somebody else gets to roll for you on your first. There is a fire the dice for you that has not been resolved since before you left.
Oh,
I could roll for you.
Oh God.
There is 1, 2 generic character advantage, 1 character advantage for Danny, 1 for Braden, 1 generic disadvantage. So I'm just gonna, you know what, I'm gonna use a couple of those and cancel them out. So there's one generic character advantage, 1 character advantage for Danny, 1 for Braden. There is a bardic inspiration for Rain and a DM disadvantage.
I think I used that one of mine last week, so that one should be gone.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will complete that one then.
So I rolled a 15.
Okay.
Or sorry, a total of 15. Not I rolled a 15. A total of 15. I'm also going to take a couple of daggers, and I'm going to shim the door shut. So it is locked, but it is also like jammed shut.
All right. So take a moment for me and describe beyond that what else you're doing with your watch.
Okay. Mostly I'm trying. I know that everybody needs to sleep, so I'm going to try to remain relatively quiet. And he's also so first he's going to make sure the windows are shuttered, but he's going to sit behind, like, if the door swings in, he's going to be sitting essentially where the door would cover. He wants to be behind where the door would open back to, and where he can look out the window from there. He will keep it open just a little bit. He will keep an eye out of there, but he's also going to start, writing a pretty extensive note, the contents of which I will send you in a minute.
Okay. All right. So as you're sort of making your notes and keeping watch out the door, you do start to see sort of, the square sort of dies down. All of the activity out there sort of, it's the end of the day. It's winding down. Shops are shuttering. The vendor stalls are sort of closing up for the night. And no city really ever, like, completely goes still. I mean, it's not like being out in the woods, out in the country, or anything like that. Not that that's ever still either, but cities have their own sort of nightlife about them. And it kind of strikes you that based on the number of nights you've been here, there might be a couple of real shady characters sort of hanging around tonight.
Like in this square specifically?
Like in this square specifically, it's like there's I mean, it's not a lot more than you would expect, but there's a little weirdness in the night. And looking out, you just kind of get a sense that something's a little bit off.
Sorry, one moment.
Okay. I will hold up because he is the one on watch.
I was just being offered a better headset, but I think we should be good.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, that does strike me as odd, but considering what just happened, it doesn't surprise me terribly, I don't think. That only the shadiest character is going to be out and about in a city that has explosions happening and like husks showing up. So,
The shady people
unless,
are us.
yeah, unless anybody like moves towards the shop, I don't think I'm gonna do anything different.
Okay. One more time, make me a perception check. So the first one that you rolled was sort of the general feel for what was happening during your watch. This is going to be for something much more specific.
This one wasn't much better. It's a 16.
Okay. Unless they are able to be a little bit more sneaky with their... you catch sight of figures rushing towards the shop just moments before they roll back and hurl, you can't tell if it's stones or bricks or whatever, at the windows of the shop. And the bricks come crashing through the windows, and not long after, different figures, similar sort of furtive movements and builds, sort of from the shadows, fling lit torches into the shop.
Okay. So before the torches hit, and I'm assuming that the noise.
You do get a chance to see them coming, so you will have a chance to react to them.
Okay. Well, I'm assuming that the crashing of the window is going to alert everyone. But I will sort of call out to the group. But before they get here with the fire, Rain will jump through the now broken window, sword drawn, and before he strikes, he is going to cast. There we go. He's going to cast haste on himself.
Okay.
So his immediate actions is first to sort of call back into the room, jump through the window, cast haste.
All right. So as you sort of go crashing through the window, it's a handful and a half of sort of like skulky characters. As you come through, 3 of them did have torches back, but as you come through the window, it's like they drop the torches and turn, and all of them just start to scatter through the square, ducking behind the other stalls and shops and whatnot.
Well, whoever is unfortunate enough to be the closest of them,
Okay.
Rain is going to race over and grab by the neck to drag back to the shop.
All right. Just make me an athletics check, because this is going to be a grapple.
This is not going to be good. Minus
Danny
natural
had one
20.
job to do.
Natural 20, so 19.
19. Still beats what I rolled because my dice still hate me apparently. So yeah, so you're able to grab one of them by the scruff of the neck and haul them back to the shop.
I'll just
Um,
toss him through the window.
Okay. For the rest of you, there is the sound of glass breaking and shattering at the front of the shop 2 or 3 times. On the third one, Rain is sort of stepping back through the shattered pane glass, shoving someone in front of him.
I would like to try and catch one of the other ones if I can.
Okay. You were asleep, so gonna need you to make me a perception check at disadvantage. As you are sort of bolting awake and trying to see what's happening outside.
The lowest is a 19.
Wow. My dice hate me, yours love you. So, yeah. So you do see, like I say, you do see probably half a dozen to 10 people sort of scattering to all corners of the square out front.
Monk footing it to the closest one.
Okay. Same deal. I need you to make me an athletics check, as this will be a grapple to try and grapple one.
Can I argue acrobatics?
Not for a
Well,
grapple.
that's if you're defending a grapple, right?
Yep.
If you're defending one, you can
Yeah, if you're
use either.
defending it, you can use either, but
Let's see. Can I use... I want to talk to you about the tattoo at some point, because I feel like maybe it would do well to be something tiered, but could I argue advantage if I use the tentacles at the same time?
Yeah, it's basically just gonna.
Like, by themselves, they have their own save DC, but I'm also using my arms. I won't be offended either way.
Yeah,
like-
go ahead.
Okay. All right. And athletics
Yep.
plus 0. So that's gonna be a 13.
That is enough. So you're able to wrap up this person with the tentacles and your arms and get a hold of them.
And now I would like to tie it up and drag him back.
Okay. Easy enough to do. So a few. I mean, it takes you a little bit, but so you're back to the shop less than a minute after Rain gets back with his prisoner, I suppose you'd call
Got
them.
another one.
so there was none of the fire made it into the shop, right?
No.
Oof.
I'm gonna start using mending to fix the windows. It'll take me a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to take you a little bit.
Put one piece over here, mend that together.
Yep, pretty much. So the two ne'er-do-wells that you have captured, they're both sort of raggedy looking. Could almost be. They're a little old to be called urchins, but they're definitely street toughs. One of them is a young man. The other one's a young woman. The young man, you can't tell if he's got some halfling in him or if he's just really a short human. The girl is maybe a half elf. Hard to tell. Both of them are real grimy and sort of really look down on their luck.
Do I recognize these folks? From my overhead surveillance of the city and my justice.
Owl man.
Make me a history check.
3 plus 2. Oh, that's a 17, so plus 2 is a 19.
19. Yeah, you think you might have at some point probably come across these people, one or maybe both of them, at some point during your nocturnal escapades across the city roofs.
Vigilantism.
Where from? Like, what areas, what places would I associate them with?
So one of them probably from around the halfling quarter. The other
Either
one,
of them,
what's that?
either of them connected to competitive hat shops?
I mean, not that you've seen, but that doesn't mean anything.
You'd just be hired, yeah.
I'm gonna push the gentleman that I pulled in to his knees. What would you like to say? I'm just gonna sort of like point over towards the no longer sleeping Cassian.
It's not personal.
That's
It's
not what
just
you're supposed to
business.
say at this point, my friend.
Sorry, Governor.
Slightly better, I guess.
Who hired you?
Never really got a name, but he's one of the other app makers. Or works for one of the other app makers. Never really got that far. He offered me coin to break this window, burn this shop down. It's not the worst thing I've been paid to do. It's not the best. It's not the worst.
How about I just slide my blade in the back of his neck and pop his head off? Nothing personal.
Wait, you're not trying to do that right now, are you?
No, I'm asking. No.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I wouldn't blame you.
Oh,
Castian,
no.
I now have questions about what your extracurriculars were while you were away.
I don't know that I want to know, but no, let's not do that right now.
I want to know if
Please.
this was an unprovoked thing, or if you did something to piss them off enough that they want to burn down your shop.
It's not my fault I make quality hats, and they can't.
See, that's not answering my question.
Yeah, you're really evasive. You know that, right?
Well, I am. I am a rogue.
Makes it really hard to actually trust you.
It just makes it seem like you deserve to have this happen.
I've been gone for the past however many days I was gone. So
Right, but you have yet to tell us what you were doing.
I told you I was.
No. You lied to us is what you did.
I
You
did
lied to our faces.
Would I lie to you, really?
Yes, absolutely.
Did he lie? Did he leave stuff out? Those are not the same thing.
They are.
Whether by omission or commission, you have lied to us.
Rain looks really awkward right now.
That's fair.
And
man.
that's fine. I don't really care that you're lying to us, but it does make me feel like maybe you did something that warrants this kind of a response.
Keith, did Castian do something I don't know about?
I mean, I will remind you, the last thing that sort of you got into was your competitors setting shops or setting carts up outside your
Yes,
shop.
and I let
And then
them
you
live.
disappeared.
I let them live, so that should be good faith, right?
Sure. Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I'm
You
continuing to point out you have not yet explained what you were doing while you were gone, and now people are trying to burn down your shop.
I mean, it's you, Castian. I mean, I've got in my head what I think you probably did, but it's your character. And
All right.
and I will
Well,
point out, I will say, regardless of what you may or may not have done, someone thinks you did something.
yeah.
I'm gonna lay that out there. Whether you actually did or you didn't and it's a misunderstanding, someone thinks you did something.
Is where did Lucas get that bomb?
That would be mine.
Can you make like 2 or 3 more of those?
Not until you tell me what you did.
They obviously, can't keep up with competition and they want to take me out.
Castian,
I mean,
I'm not gonna
getting
help
that
you
part.
I'm not gonna help you retaliate if what you did was burn down one of their shops.
But it's easy. We just get rid of them and then this will be done with and we don't have to worry about them coming
See,
back.
that was your chance to say that, sorry, what I didn't do that. But that's not what you said. You said it would be easy. So it sounds like you kind of deserve this.
It's nice when you're on the other side of this conversation.
See, that was me giving you a chance to say, sorry, no, I didn't do anything that would warrant burning my shop down. But you didn't.
I didn't do a damn thing.
I
remember.
don't believe that for a second.
Insight
that I
check.
can remember.
Uh,
I honestly, player Nate has freaking no idea.
well,
I mean,
now's the
this is
time
your
that you get
chance.
to
This is your
decide.
chance to. This is your chance to canonically say whether you did or didn't.
Yes. I rolled.
I'm just going to remind you that whether you did or didn't, someone out there thinks you did. So
Yes.
that
I
is a
rolled a
fact.
17.
So this
I
is your
rolled-
chance. So Nate, actually someone for Nate, roll a d20, and Nate add either your deception or your persuasion, and do not tell us which it was.
Oh, I rolled you a 10, buddy.
That's gonna be a 21.
It's going to be a what?
A 21.
21. Okay, so what does Simi get from her insight check? Keeping in mind she rolled a 17. So.
Okay. So she kind of aware, but not the full truth.
Well, I mean, you rolled a 21.
Yeah. I am an outstanding citizen and do not warrant these attacks.
Patently false. The first part of that sentence is known to be untrue.
Oh,
I
I'm
believe
gonna
the
take
second half.
these
In
guys
short, I've been good.
and go.
Well, hold on.
Good
Hold
idea.
on. Like, where are you taking them?
Outside.
I'm gonna come with.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going
We're gonna.
to take them through the front door instead of. I'm gonna have to unjam the knives first, and then take them through the front door.
On the way out, I'll look to both of them. Well, I'll look to her first. Was like, so did you get a name? Where'd you meet him?
and she's got a point, and it's sort of down towards the docks.
Okay, so there's Hathorn's hats and Klein's caps.
Yep. Hawthorne's headwear, Klein's caps.
Oh, headwear. Okay.
So I'm going to have my homunculus just sort of crawl out and onto my shoulder. He's pretty ugly. He's an ugly little praying mantis looking thing. And I'm gonna say, look, pulls out of his bag about 200 gold apiece, and he's going to hand them to these two people, and he's gonna say, look at this thing. He can find you no matter where you go. If I find out that either of you ever do this again, I will let him do to you the same thing he does to bugs. And he's just going to hand them their gold, this 200 gold apiece, and he's going to say, go find yourself something honest to do with your lives. Or
Um,
so
Gold
help me.
piece.
And they're
and I
look,
would-
they look down, look back up at you, and both of them
they're
tear off in
gone.
different directions.
Wait,
Yep.
not back to the docks. Don't, whatever you're doing, not back at the
I mean,
docks.
by this point, they're gone.
Yeah. Well, good
You
luck.
just gave
Godspeed.
them.
Don't get
You just gave them like more money than they would have seen in their lifetime.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, gee, how'd you get 200 gold? Jeez,
You don't
yeah.
even know. It's a long
nothing.
story. It's a long and dangerous story for this city.
Did you-
Keith, did you get the message I sent you by chance?
Oh. Yes. Give me a second
Messenger,
to
okay,
read it
perfect.
because
No, you're
I
fine.
didn't actually read it.
Yeah, so Rain will step back into the shop at that point, and he will sit down, and he sort of just ignores everybody and starts working on his little note again.
Okay.
Killian is still putting the window back together.
And you need some sleep. I'll like scotch tape a bunch of pieces for you.
It's fine. I'll finish this. I'll get them done, and then I'll go to bed.
I don't know that you're finishing this entire thing in one night. Like, just look at the glass at my feet.
It's fine.
You probably need some pieces from outside.
I know, we're getting there.
So they were broken from the outside in. There are no pieces of glass on the sidewalk.
I jumped out though.
Yeah, except
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I like
Okay.
to imagine Rain did not jump out one of the broken windows. He
It's
jumped out a fourth window.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Let's just
All
make
right.
sure they're all broken.
That works.
Sounds about right.
So yeah. So the rest of first watch goes off. Second watch, which was Simi, and I guess at this point also Killian.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm up too. So.
And Castian and whoever. It's quiet. It's the dead of night. All of the ne'er-do-wells see that there is activity and steer clear. Third watch is much the same. I imagine sometime about an hour or so before sunup, Killian finally gets the last piece of glass that he can find in place. There's still just like this little sort of gap up in the like top right corner that he couldn't find the pieces for. That's just open.
I am going to tell Killian to go to sleep.
It's an hour before sunrise at this point. Sleep is just not happening today.
I don't
Want
know
me to
what
knock you
we're
out?
doing today. Go and sleep.
If we decide to go do something dangerous, I will insist on us sleeping. But at this point, we'll have breakfast, and then I'm gonna head over to talk to Adriadne and see what we can learn.
Fine. Okay. I will help with cooking breakfast or whatever. And go with, seeing as I was the face she kind of had through the good chunk of that encounter.
So about this time, there's sort of a knock at the back door.
I go to the back door and I have my hand on my weapon to see who it is.
If it's
Oh.
Akerai, please don't kill him.
No, I kind of like him. He's okay.
Only kind of.
So you open the door. You
I
open the
peek
door.
out.
And
I just kind of peek out.
you peek out. It's Akerai. Oh, you're
Okay.
back. Where have you been?
I've been talking to my therapist, just make sure I'm on the right track. So please come on in.
And as he sort of, as you let him in and he walks past you, he's like, I can check up on that, right? Your therapists work for the order? Actually, no, I can't check up on that, can I? Never mind. I used to be able to check up on that. Simi probably still could if she wanted to.
Seems like a waste of time, but whatever.
And he strides in, sort of looks around. Is there something different in here?
Competition. Getting a little rough out there.
I missed something, didn't I?
Significant lot.
Yeah. Yes. See, my hats are superior in every way, and the other competition can't handle it, so they're trying to take me out.
What do your hats have to do with needing radiant damage?
Oh, yes.
Related.
Sorry. I
The
was
hats
there for
come
that.
alive. No, that's
Yes,
our other fun problem that we're dealing with.
Far more serious.
But
Okay.
since you're here, if you would like to talk to my competition, I won't say no.
What? I'm confused. What is going on with his competition?
So
One thing
one
at
of
a
his
time!
competitors hired some people to come try and burn down his house in the middle of the night. So they broke the front windows and tried to burn the place down. But he is clearly lying about what he was up to in the time he's been gone, and he won't give us a straight answer as to what he was up to. So I'm pretty sure he did something that
I already
convinced him
told you.
that it means he deserves this.
I already told you. I was with my therapist.
I see.
So
I think and at that point,
probably
he sort of tunes out the rest of whatever explanation is happening, and he goes right up to Simi. He holds out a little small something to her. It's like, best I could do.
Do we have friends that could help? There is something big going on by the docks. Something from whatever other world was connected has gotten through. And I probably have told him about the dehumidifiers by this point in time. At least, at some point, probably it's come up.
They've been sort of a recent thing. It's been, he's been around, I think, for some of the conversations that Kazakh had with you guys. So he's familiar, at least.
They have taken, I think, I don't know, they could have just gone missing for some other reason, but it would be ridiculous in terms of coincidence if that were so. But Kazakh and Nyx are gone.
Kazakh might have also just ran to try and find somewhere to pull up or something. I would not be shocked if that was.
That's how I met him originally.
Knee-jerk reaction.
He holed up with me.
fair, and she is kind of attached. So, but
How bad
theory
of
is
a
maybe there's a leader to them that we need to take out first.
how bad of a situation are we talking about?
Bad.
Real bad.
I used most of the explosive ordnance I have and barely put a dent in them, and I was facing down a group of 40.
And there was at least a few more on the ship.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it is a significant problem.
So we
Well,
would need support.
my support within the order, as you know, is a little dicey these days, and I would be afraid pulling on that thread would expose them for what they are and put their lives in somewhat danger. On the other hand, this does sound like something that the order itself might be interested in knowing. Maybe to try and fight it. I know I'm loath to go to them for any sort of assistance, but I mean,
Killian did point out that there is a non-zero possibility that when these things attack someone and drain them of their whatever, given the right or wrong conditions, I suppose, they might actually become some of this horde of strangeness.
that's problematic for sure.
Yes.
It's why we're holding off on asking the city guard or the order to try and get the numbers, because I'm a little concerned that might just wind up creating more problems.
Understandable.
I fought a whole group of them. I didn't kill a single one. In fact, in all of them that we fought, only Lucas has managed to actually finish off any of them. They are very tough and they heal very quickly.
Hence the radiant damage.
Yes, but he's also got all of those nifty toys he can bring to bear. So clearly, he's had a bit of an advantage.
Don't nod. No, you don't. You're muted.
We can't hear you, Braden.
I was? Why am I muted?
I
Okay,
think
not
you
now.
were just too far away.
How was I muted? Too far away. Was he using the camera? Whatever. No, I wasn't. I was quite effective.
You were, but all of the things that that he just said about you having resources and whatnot, yeah, you don't have those resources.
What?
The one I hold the shush. I have the blade that is the most effective.
Uh-huh. And that's it.
Lucas, what happened to all of the things you took from the order?
I have them. See, and I'm trying to show him what I have, and yeah, I still have them.
Okay, then why is Simi acting like you don't have them?
You like to tell him, Lucas?
Not particularly.
Jeez. He has them, but he doesn't have access. There's a difference.
I'm just confused. I need the whole story now.
Son of a bitch.
So what had happened was
Well, see, what happened was, we were trying to find this dehumidifier guy, and
We really need a better name than that.
Well, that's all you're getting currently. And in order to find said dehumidifier prime or whatever, I in exchange for not using a lot of my magical abilities, I was able to discern where the person was. So I can't use a lot of my stuff until the dehumidifier prime has been vanquished. So
So Lucas has a sunblade and nothing else.
And
I have my
apparently,
clothes.
Oh, he has his sunblade and his cloak and nothing else.
yes, and apparently a penchant for making bad deals.
Oh, Lucas. I always knew you were a troublemaker.
I. Okay.
You
I
can't
have
even
no
argue the
dispute.
point. I rest my
Can't
case.
even argue the point.
Well,
Okay,
that
do we know-
does. Go ahead.
What was that? I was gonna say, do we know if they sense each other by magic, or is it by sight, by smell, or something like that?
We have no idea.
No idea.
Why are you asking? What do you have in mind?
Disguise kit. Let's just disguise ourselves as one of them, sneak in, take out the head honcho, and then be done with this.
I can see
Unless
no
killing the
problems
head
with this.
honcho doesn't make them go away.
Enough of
Yeah.
their old knowledge to know who was on board and who was part of the crew or anything like that. It's not like they're gonna look at a new guy and be like, which maybe they don't have that much sense, I don't know. But it's not like they're gonna look at a guy with a bad fake mustache and just be like, oh yeah, he belongs here.
It's worked for me before.
No, it's what like it could be any of the other 39, converting us and become one of them.
But we don't know if they can do that. Yeah. That's all a guess.
There's
This
a
could
whole
all
lot
have been
of
from one
It's
person.
gonna did they seem intelligent?
Yes.
They seem
Yes, they
intelligent.
were.
Yeah,
That's part of the
they did
problem.
not attack Killian all at once. They attacked in small
Look,
groups.
all we need is a few good men and a saw. We just go in from underneath.
you poor, brave little idiot.
Where are you going to find a few good men?
I mean,
Watch.
I have you all. You are few
Yeah.
and good, and some of you are men.
And we've been against some of these people before, and Killian, even after exploding, was not a match for any of them.
Well, I mean, that was no offense to your capabilities, Killian, but that was just 1v40.
Admittedly, if we can somehow only fight them on 2 or 3 of them versus all of us, I think we'll actually manage better. I had to leave before they overwhelmed me, but anyway, I'm going to go to the Prince and the Scribe.
Sounds like a
What's
good idea.
at the Prince and the Scribe?
At the Prince and the Scribe, there is a woman who we have met. She had a symbol of one of the old gods with her. She had like a little amulet. I don't know. She is at least a priestess of some sort. So I'm going to talk to her and see if either she or perhaps someone she knows might have access to radiant damage or some way to facilitate that. That seems to be, I am guessing, given that Lucas was the one who has defeated all of the ones that have been defeated so far, and he used his Sunblade, I am guessing that it is either the radiant power of the Sunblade or some element of daylight, sun stuff that is most effective against them.
It's a fair bit of logic there. That makes sense.
I mean,
So we'll
fire
see if that
apparently
leads
doesn't
anywhere.
do it.
Yeah, fire, cold, and lightning don't really do a whole lot to them. I tested those firsthand.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, sure. I will. Oh. I'm just trying to decide if I want to bring other people in, because I will have to go get them from outside the city. We will be pulling on some of our resources that we put together, Killian. So if I do,
That
that
makes
will
sense.
be sort of your call. If you want to bring bigger swords into the mix.
We'll see. I'll talk with her, and we might try and scout out the situation a little bit more to see if we get a better handle on. Admittedly, we were a little rushed because we needed to get in and find Lucas and extract him. So
Trouble, I say again.
not wrong.
I'll join you.
Very well. Let me know, I suppose. I have been sort of all over the map here for a little bit, and I'm somewhat tired. I do feel the need to go rest myself a little bit.
That's probably a good decision.
I will catch up with you later after I've had a chance to do that.
Use my
Sure.
place if you want to.
Well, thank you. I shall do that. And he is actually going to pull you into an embrace and kiss your cheek. Be careful.
It's real awkward. Ugh. Thanks.
It's not for him, but sure. And be safe. And then he will nod to each of you in turn and head out the door.
Yeah, I could use
Well-
a drink anyway. I'll go with.
Well, I don't want to be alone here, so I'm going with.
That's fair.
So off to the print and the scribe to see if we can find perhaps someone to help us with radiant damage. Okay,
Yep, that's the hope.
that's the
Castian,
roster.
are you up for breakfast beer?
What?
I just didn't know if Castian was coming with us.
Gonna go for a walk.
Try not
Oh,
to burn
that seems
anything
like-
down.
I won't burn anything down.
Or kill
I
anyone?
promise. I promise I won't burn anything down.
Or kill
And
anyone?
I will try not to kill anyone, best to my ability.
Fuck. I'm apparently gonna go with Castian.
Okay.
You don't have to do that. It's fine. I'm just going for a walk.
Yeah, no. I don't believe you even a little.
Look, you said there's something fishy going on at the dock, so let's go see what's happening at the docks.
No, we know what's happening at the docks. 40 plus husk creatures. The options for you right now in this moment are breakfast beer, or you get a semi-chaperone so that you don't burn somebody else's business to the ground or murder anybody.
I'm not going to burn anything down, I promise.
Burn
Yeah,
anyone
see-
down?
That didn't make me feel any better.
I promise I won't kill anybody.
I'm still going with you if you're not going with us.
Look, until I deal with the problem, my shop's in danger, okay? I just need to make an assurance that it won't happen again. I just want,
And I
want to
will
talk.
be
just
by
wanna talk
your
to them.
side.
just
Just
wanna
in
talk to them.
case you need backup, I'll be there with you. Isn't that nice?
You're such a nice person. I missed you.
You're
Yep.
welcome,
This
Castian.
isn't awkward at all.
Deception is a 1 intentionally.
I don't know why no one doesn't trust Castian. It's such a wonder.
Can't imagine
He is-
why.
The amount of times I've been with him, he's done nothing but good things.
Thank you, Lucas.
You're
Good
welcome, man who I owe debt to.
Uh,
You're welcome,
mean-
my creditor.
I think that breakfast is calling your name. You should go.
It is, yes.
And then I am going to grab a hat and a cloak and start walking.
I will follow.
Okay, where are you guys going?
So, just out of curiosity, Danny, can you roll a perception check?
That would be a 23.
You notice this is not my normal hat.
What hat is it? Great hell.
That's a magic.
It's a death hat. It's a murder hat. This is his killing people hat.
Because that's what
Oh,
everybody has.
wait, why you got your killing hat on today?
I never called it my killing hat. But it is not my normal hat with the feather, so just so you know.
Schnazzy hat.
Oh, thank you. I'm just trying something new today.
Why'd you pick
And
this one?
see how people respond to it.
Oh, okay.
So
Interesting.
yeah, it's one I've been working on for a little while now, and I'm curious to see how people respond to it.
What does it look
I
like?
Like a bomb.
I wish.
It's a bomb with a
So-
feather sticking out of it.
It's not quite a top hat. It's a little bit shorter, but it does have the brim goes all the way around, and it's mostly flat, but it's kind of curled up on the side. It's a lot like the one I'm going to be wearing at Fan Nights. So it's like it kind of looks like top hat, but not quite. It's a little bit more not formal, more casual, so to speak. And it's black. It's got like a red lace around the top, and yeah, it's I would say it's like black felt. So
Be as positive that this is your killing people hat.
Naturally.
Despite the fact that
Okay.
she has seen him kill people in not this hat.
And other hats too.
That's his
Yep.
secret. All his hats are killing people hats.
There you go. I feel like that's a very Samuel L. Jackson thing. I don't know. Very much the right vibe. I just stay right next to you, good friend.
and I'm just gonna be casually walking, not directly going to, but just in a roundabout way, maybe heading towards Hawthorns.
Okay.
You are naturally.
All right, so that is up in the halfling quarter. So we will sort of give you guys a chance to stroll that direction. For the rest of you, you guys are heading off to the Prince and the Scribe. You get there, you push
Yep.
in through the doors, and enter the common room of sort of the inn/tavern. And you look around, and you don't immediately see Ariadne.
I'm gonna go to the barkeep then.
So she.
How can I help
Okay.
you?
So I was in here the other day, there was a woman being harassed by some officials.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember you.
Yeah, I was hoping that I could talk to her, but I'm not sure if she's still staying here or not.
No, she left that day. She said she had other places to go and other places to be.
Makes sense.
Any idea where she might have gone?
No, she didn't leave any sort of place to send messages to. Honestly, I don't think she wanted those arseholes to know where she was heading off to.
I mean, that's
Not that I
perfectly
blame her.
all right. Well, thank you for your time then.
So what now?
I don't know. That was a bust. I
Lucas?
mean, I
Yes.
if only we had someone who could find people.
Want to make a deal
I
and lose the rest of your abilities?
mean,
could.
I've got
could,
some
but
other. I've got some other ideas, but they would require very expensive items that I don't have access to. And the only person I can think of who might have them is our friend up the hill.
What kind of items are you looking for?
Hypothetically, what one would need if they wanted to construct a blade that resembled a beam of light.
Oh, one of these?
So when you go to pull it out, maybe like, maybe not in the
I-
middle of the common room.
Pull it out.
Yes, one of those.
Did you just say that you put out, Braden?
Only as
What if-
much as. Never mind.
No, what did you say?
I said I gesture to it. I don't pull it out.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, theoretically I could create some more of those that would aid us in our endeavor, but they're not easy or cheap, and I don't have what I would need to do it.
I mean,
I don't even know if the stuff we'd need is in this city.
I mean, we keep going over to him and bugging him all of the time.
I know, that's why
No.
I'm trying to exhaust other options.
Sure, give me like 5 minutes. I'll see what I can do.
No.
Within your eye line. Goodness,
Okay.
I'm not just disappearing. Gosh,
Just walks
I'm
down an
smarter
alleyway.
than that. No, I'm gonna Keith. Lucas is gonna go back in the tavern, and I would like to see through talking to people if anyone knows, or where perhaps Ariani might have gone if she had talked to anyone or someone had seen a direction she had gone.
Okay, well, that's actually pretty smart. Make me an investigation check.
I have my moment. An investigation, you say?
Yes,
Oh,
I
joy.
Goody.
Well, I'm a halfling, so I'll re-roll that one.
do.
killing it, Braden. Killing it.
That's yes, I more than it kills me. 21. The natural
21.
9 on the die.
You rolled a 9 and got a
Lord.
21.
I have
That's
a
the
plus
only
12
thing.
to investigation.
Oh,
Everything
I'm
else.
I'm
is
built
negative.
for one thing, and that's
This is
finding
it.
things. And this is it.
So, in the course of your sort of talking to people around the bar, the bartender was useless. You pretty much got that already. But here and there were a number of people that Ariadne, over the course of her stay, aided in some small way. She, there
Wait.
were go ahead.
Is that horny bard in here? He would know. If anyone were to know, he'd know.
Odds or
Braden,
evens.
dang it.
Odds.
come on.
No, he's not here. Not right at the moment.
Okay.
But there were a number of people that she aided in some small way. Nothing big, nothing flashy. She wasn't throwing magic around or anything silly like that. But,
Oh, she's
That's
clever.
little things like, helping to pay for a tab if someone didn't have quite enough, or maybe putting salves on, the rug burns that they might have gotten from the previous night. That kind of thing.
Of course, I'm very considerate of an individual.
Right. So, in talking to some of these people, you do start to piece together that they were all sort of in her own way a little bit of outreach, a little bit of not preaching, but a little bit of hey, see how cool I am. This is what the followers of Dunos are like, and
Right?
a
Do you
couple
have
of
any service
those.
opportunities?
Do you have a moment to talk about our Lord and anyway? uh,
Yes.
There are a couple who do recall her mentioning that there is not a temple, because the city is still only a year out from, the official worship being, slap or
Right.
forehead.
Yes.
But she did mention that there is a sort of unofficial shrine to Dunas across the river in some of the merchant districts of the city. No one's really quite sure where, but it seems like that's the most likely place for her to have been, if anyone, if she was going to be anywhere else.
Okay. I thank them all for their time. I will return back to my two friends, acquaintances.
That's fair.
All right. So, no one knows specifically where she's at, but apparently, and I'm always just saying this so no one can outwardly hear me.
Right.
But she did mention there's a shrine to Dunos somewhere across the river, somewhere in the merchant's quarter. So, if there were anywhere to find her, it would probably be there.
Lucas, I would like to point out that you did that without your items. I'm proud
Right.
of you.
I didn't always used to have items.
Well, no,
I am a
you
very
have-
intelligent individual, so
no, I didn't say you weren't. I just you seemed to have this. It just seemed like you felt that was your whole worth was in those things, and clearly it's not.
and no, it just makes things a lot easier.
Certainly.
No, if I just had them, I could just find her.
This would be a lot faster. But so we can try looking somewhere in the merchant's quarters. I know it's a semi-big place, but I mean it's a
Fair
start.
enough. It's the best we got.
Yep. And
To
we
the
can do
merchant's
some
quarter.
we can do some talking to people, see if anyone knows anything. So
Okay, we will come
the
back to
merchant's
you.
quarter.
We will come back to you guys. Castian and Simi, you find yourselves. Simi, you're following Castian, and before too long, you look up and you happen to realize that you are standing outside of.
Hawthorne.
It is very much a sort of a Burlington coat factory for hats,
Oh, jeez.
is what it is. It's like someone has taken. It's like this guy has taken like 3 separate storefronts in a row and cut doors between them, and he's just got it shoved full of all kinds of hats. Most of them are at least a season out of date. Some of them look like they might be this season, but clearly not the best quality. Maybe, like knockoffs or cheap reproductions of something. Some of them you're not even real sure what they're supposed to be because they are hideous. Like absolutely hideous. But they're there. Everything and anything you could possibly think of is represented in this like amalgamation of storefronts.
I just don't look pretty unless I'm wearing a fruit basket or a bouquet on my head.
So, Keith, important question.
Yeah.
How high is the ceiling?
How high is the ceiling? Are you
Yeah.
actually going into the shops?
Well, are there like windows on the outside?
I mean, there are storefront windows, yeah.
Okay, so looking in, about how high would I say the ceiling is?
Looking in, they're actually fairly tall. Like most storefronts you've seen, the ceilings are probably about 18 to 20 feet. Now there are multiple floors to the building, so it's like the bottom floor has a really tall ceiling. Think of any like very old storefront downtown that you've seen. Really tall ceilings, the sort of tin tile look, even if it's not actual tin tiles. And then there's a couple of floors above that, above each of the storefronts.
Okay, so what would you say is the highest ceiling? I need like a exact measurement.
I don't like where this is going at
20
all.
feet.
I,
It's going to
Nate.
bonfire. We know it's going to happen.
I know what you're about to do.
about
And-
50 feet?
20 feet.
Oh, 20 feet.
Yep.
Hmm.
I'm gonna be quiet. I know what he's about to do.
in the store, floor to ceiling is 20 feet. But
And
there is
things
building above that. There is building above that in all
and
three
is
of the
not
storefronts.
inhabited by the hat makers. There are people who have nothing to do with the hat makers above this store.
I don't know if that would be high enough. I don't think it would be. Okay. Well, shit. Oh, yeah, I don't think it's high enough. Okay. So there's 3 stores, covered in hideous hats. Looking in, can I tell if there looks to be like customers inside?
There are, I mean, a handful. And as you watch, some more go in, some come out. It's busy-ish.
Okay. Final question. So you said it's like 3 storefronts together. From like one wall to the other wall. About how far is that?
Like from one end to the other, like all three storefronts put
Yes.
together.
Yes.
Oh. Let's call it 90 feet.
So how many? 90?
90.
Okay. Alright. Can I see Hawthorne in there?
Have you ever met him?
I'm sure I've seen him around somewhere.
Then roll me a perception check.
Okay. Perception. It's 15.
You don't see him, but it's a big storefront. It goes fairly deep. It gets hard to see from the sidewalk out front. Deeper.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, your spells, do they require a verbal component?
I don't think
It
so.
says
I don't
It
Also,
depends
think
on the
not for
spell.
this specific, not for this specific one. I don't think. Well, because of what I'm using.
What are you about to use?
So this is player knowledge.
Yes.
I have a magic device called Sandstorm Dancer. It has
Huh.
8 charges and it has different spells according to those charges.
Yeah, if it's a device, it probably doesn't have a.
No, it wouldn't require any.
Yeah.
You just have to
Exactly.
activate it.
Okay, you know what? We're going to move along. And as we get past the final window, I reach in my pocket and I give my little Sandstorm Dancer a little rub up with my thumb, and I cast Create Water in the center. And I make it rain inside.
Create water, or
Yes.
okay.
So
So
it's creatable just water, and I can make it rain in a 30-foot radius.
okay.
And I put it
Does
right
it
dead
have
center.
Does it have
What's
to be
that?
someplace? Does it have to be someplace you can see?
Says create up to 10 gallons of clean water within range. It doesn't say that
It
you
does
have to
not.
see
The
it.
spell does not specify that you have to be able to see the point.
So I got a 30-foot cube of water that's going down as rain.
Honestly, this is so much like less awful than what Simi thought was gonna have to happen.
Well, it's because I didn't see Hawthorne in there.
Okay, so the spell goes off and it starts raining, sort of
It's gonna
in the center
be
of the
for-
store.
yeah, it's gonna be I think it's like 10 minutes maybe, or oh no, it just goes.
long enough
Okay.
to ruin hats.
Yeah, enough to you know.
Long enough
Damage
for
you
10
have.
gallons of water to have fallen as rain.
Yes,
Okay.
and
Pete,
we just keep walking by.
so you do start to hear people screaming and shouting, and people start pouring out of the store, just sopping wet behind you guys as you continue down the street.
You don't suppose maybe like talking to him might have been a better idea? You know what? Never mind. That's a stupid idea. Maybe.
We can go back and talk if you like.
Nope. Nope. I feel like if anybody's gonna do any talking, for a brilliant change of pace, it would be better to be me.
It's just such a nice day out there. I really enjoy this walk. We should keep walking, and I'm gonna gradually head towards the other one.
Okay. We will circle back around to my other friends out on a stroll. You guys reach sort of what you would consider the merchant district of Costas. It is sort of up there in the northeast corner. There are a number of different marketplaces, lots of shops, especially at street level. Ironically, Lucas, this is kind of also where you had been hiding out before Simi came and found you.
Yeah.
The same sort of district of the city. And you guys get there and don't, just kind of looking around, trying to figure out how best to proceed. Do any of you have any ideas of what you want to try, what you want to do? as you arrive in the merchant district.
But God-fearing folk, just ask where it is.
I mean, I could try.
What's
It
the worst
never
that could
hurts to try.
What's the worst that could happen?
I will just kind of like go to like a semi-secluded place, just so that no one kind of can see what I'm doing. And well, I might as well. And I start flipping through my large collection of just random religious iconography idols that I carry with me, till I come across the one of Dunos.
Okay.
I will say a silent prayer to Dunos that I may go upon his shrine, that I may give worship.
Inspiration, Braden.
Okay, Benny. Uh, give me a religion check.
Okay. 17. Please hold while our DM stops filming.
Oh dear. He's my best friend.
That was not pleasant.
It didn't look pleasant.
So there's not a voice
I was hoping for one.
in your head. There's not. There
Oh.
hasn't been for a while. The gods have been, a little distant lately.
This one in particular.
This one in particular.
Oh.
But you do kind of you feel this sort of subtle prodding. It almost feels like the wind is sort of rushing around you in a particular direction. But
Okay.
but it's real subtle, real subtle.
Well, I will turn to my two companions, and I will just say, "Please follow me," and I will follow where the wind takes me.
It sort of swirls you around and leads you down one of the main thoroughfares onto a little bit of a side street. It's becoming a little bit less of a widely traveled street, but there are still plenty of little small mom and pop shops along the way. Dang. And then about halfway down this one particular block, the wind sort of swirls around you and leads you off into an alleyway between a couple of shops. A butcher shop on one side and a little deli on the other. The alleyway itself is what you might expect. It's fairly dank, fairly damp. Sort of at the back of the storefronts, there's these back doors from the butcher shop over and right across from the deli, and you get a sense that the store owners know each other. Um, Out of the deli, there's a server sort of pulling a barrel of trash out and sort of dumping it into the equivalent of a dumpster to be carried off by whatever. But the wind pushes you further, deeper into the alleyway. The sun sort of disappears as you go deeper into the canyon between the buildings.
We're gonna get mugged.
And then about what you would consider maybe the center of the block, it opens up into a little small courtyard. It's not that big. It's maybe 20 feet on the side. But there are alleyways out of each side going to each of the streets that sort of form the block. But right here in the center, there's a beam of sunlight that sort of shines down, hits this really, really sort of opulent plinth that has on the top of it just a glob of, from what looks like from a distance, just glass. And as the light hits it, it shatters into a rainbow. So what you've got is basically a prism, sort of deflecting light in different directions. And it shoots out basically 8 different beams of light from it. Counting the plinth itself, you realize this is a shrine to the Nine, right here in the center.
Oh, not just Dunos, but
it's for all. It's a shrine for all 9, and each of the spots where the light hits, someone has put up a little very crude, like little statuettes for each of them. There is like no facial features at all. It is just very, very roughly humanoid shapes, but you can get a sense from each of them what they're supposed to represent. And the plinth itself in the center is wrapped around with iconography of balance, of what of someone keeping the universe in balance. And
I found it.
And
yes, you did.
Is there anyone here, or are we alone currently?
You're currently alone, but you have found the shrine to the Nine.
Yeah. I will keep my promise. And I will go to the one with the iconography of Dunos.
Mm-hmm.
Dunos. I'm going to, let's see, what in my what does Dunos' shrine look like?
I mean, his is mainly just the central, like it's a real fairly plain, like a pillar of stone with that prism sitting on top of it, but it's decorated around with fairly plain, not carvings necessarily, because it looks like they're part of the pillar itself, but it's like impressions of someone doing a little bit of everything, but always in balance. It's like as you circle it, you realize that one image, one action on one side of this column is balanced by its opposite on the other side. So it is always in balance no matter what, and each of the actions sort of spreads out to the other 8 in the pantheon.
Okay. Well, if you two want to look around, I've got a promise to keep, and I am going to pull out of my backpack uh, a box that's maybe about the size of like a shoe box. I will open it up. I will put on some vestments that are inside, and I'm going to do a whole routine with incense, a censer, and I will do a small little thing to respect the fact that I was given the opportunity to find this place.
All right. Anything in particular that you're doing as part of that worship?
Balancing out, placing in incense sticks, sort of one on one side, one on the other to keep the balance. Sort
Okay.
of just doing a ritual of just like balancing. I'll also leave. I guess I'll leave. Exactly have anything.
Stacks rocks.
Oh well. Have rocks per se. Yeah, I will. I will just do a small ritual to. Just do a small ritual to thank Dunos for showing us this place. So.
Okay. Good enough. Killian, Rain, what are you guys up to?
Well, seeing
She's
Lucas
not
do all
here.
this, I think I'm just gonna stop and just watch Lucas because this is completely unexpected. I did not expect
Mhm.
Lucas to be performing religious rites.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where else to look, and I don't want to just leave these two yahoos in the middle of a back alley, so I will just find a wall to lean against.
Okay. So you complete your ritual.
Yep.
And as you complete it, you sort of hear from behind you not many.
Silent clapping.
Yeah, just a little quiet clapping behind you. It's like
There we go. I didn't hear it. So.
not many
Yeah,
people.
your mic wouldn't pick it up, but
Sorry, not many people are versed in the old ways, brother.
I turn around.
it was to say we turn.
And it's Ariadne. Ah, my friends, good to see you again.
Yes, good to see you. We were actually looking for you. And as I'm doing this, I'm just gonna start putting away all my stuff. So.
Oh, and why would that be?
I will point to Killian.
Because we have a large-sized favor, dare I say a huge-sized favor to ask of you.
This gets better and better. And she sort of finds a little spot to sit on one of the lidded trash cans here in the back alley.
So there is a situation brewing in the city that we inadvertently stumbled into. That requires the use of a significant amount of radiant power to clear out some very nasty, very dangerous things that have sort of come to nest in the city. I myself am do not have access to that sort of power or energy. And most of the people I spend my time with the exception, I'll gesture to Lucas, with the exception of Lucas and his sword here, lack that sort of capability. And you're the only person I could think of who might know people who are have access to that sort of power and energy that we might know how we could acquire some.
Ah. What you are asking is difficult. Simply given the history of this city, most followers of the Nine are relatively weak, as you might expect, given the, well, let's not mince words, centuries of persecution that we have been subjected to. I myself have been practicing most of my life. It is a family tradition, so I am likely one of the more powerful practitioners you will find within the city walls. That said, it's not impossible to find items, perhaps, if you know where to look, that might hold the power you seek. Most of them are not in my hands, they are in the hands of former lackeys of the Empress, shall we say.
I don't suppose you... Well, Lucas, did you ever decide on anything with that holy water?
I mean, I have the 3 flasks. But other than
Yeah,
that,
how
no.
confident are you that's going to do anything?
I mean, it does a decent amount of damage.
Radiant damage?
Yeah, 2d6 radiant damage.
Hmm.
Oh,
I
only
don't-
if the target is a fiend or undead. So
Ah,
they
Do not
do
know what
count
they
as undead? I don't know.
think we determined, Keith, that they are not undead. Yeah,
Yeah, then unfortunately, no.
no, okay. And so again, addressing Ariadne, and you are there's, as far as you know, there's been no one who's come in to town in the last little while that is perhaps more versed in wielding the divine power.
None that I am aware of, but that is also not. It's to be expected that anyone that devout would be hiding what they are capable of, simply given the
Right.
history of the city and the powers still at play here.
Sure. As far as you know, are there any other similar shrines or temple type locations similar to this elsewhere in the city?
Not elsewhere in the city, no. This is the one. There may be shrines to individual aspects, but for the moment, this is the only place I know where all 9 are gathered.
You said had a collection of artifacts that could help. Is there a particular group or a particular person? I mean, I understand that the
Appellian order.
order itself would have a lot of stuff, but is there like a private collector who you had in mind, or were you just saying in general?
In general, I would expect most of the pieces, like what you're looking for, to be under the purview of the Appellian Order. There might be a piece or two with private collectors, but for the most part, they'll be in the hands of quasi-official organizations. They are, some of them, quite powerful.
Hey Keith,
Yeah.
am I aware of anything that, like, Lucas doesn't usually think of the Order much nowadays,
Right.
but thinking back, is there anything that I know of that would be in the collections of the Order right now? Like a bomb that could blow up and do like radiant damage? Is there like a crossbow of like laser beam?
A
Is
holy hand
there
grenade.
like a holy artifact of hammer smiting? Is there something that I can think of?
So make me a history check.
I have advantage on this because of my class. Okay, history, you say? 23.
23. Okay. Off the top of your head, you can think of 2 or 3 items that might fit the bill. One of them
Okay.
is basically it's like a hand mirror, but if you turn, if you face it away from you so that the reflective surface is facing your target,
Oh, do we have one of those?
it would blast out a beam of radiant light at your target, 5 feet wide and 50 feet long.
Hand mirror blasting.
And yeah, we'll just call it that. Your Sunblade obviously fits the bill, but there are other more like traditional blades that do have some bit of radiant aspect attached to them. Various different styles of blades, what have you. There is also a tower shield that, when hit, deals radiant blowback damage.
That sounds right up Killian's alley.
Okay.
So you
Well,
are
from what
familiar
I
with at
know
least
of what-
some of these.
Okay. I will look to Rain and Killian, just be like, other than what like the Sunblade I have, the Order had a hand mirror that could blast a beam of light. They also had traditional blades and other weaponry that could deal radiant damage. There was the tower shield that had radiant blowback on it. However, that would require us to acquiring it from the
From
vault
the
of
Order. Yeah.
the Order.
And robbing the Order is not really on my to-do list at the moment.
Yeah,
Again.
so
Yeah, again.
again.
Oh, you've stolen from them before?
At least once.
It at least 3 times, I think, technically.
Couple dozen, but who's counting?
Yeah.
Who doesn't steal from the Order, though, here and there?
That does complicate things a little bit. Well, I appreciate your help. We will have to find a another avenue of solution then. Are you the one who established this shrine here?
Oh no, I simply nurture it.
But thank you for that.
Good work.
Yeah.
Do feel free to come back anytime.
I plan on it.
Yes, thank you for your help.
You're
Yeah.
very welcome, and good luck in your endeavors.
Is there
You too.
somewhere we
Thank you.
can find you if we need to ask for your help?
I am usually close by here. Uh, Forgive me if I don't tell you specifically where I hang my
No,
hat,
no.
as the saying goes.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
You've been helpful, but it pays to be cautious.
Oh, and I suppose you didn't actually see me at the tavern.
Oh, yeah, that is fair. She would not have seen you, as you
I
were
was invisible that whole time.
Ah, well, that is a handy trick.
Quite. Well, again, thank you, and perhaps we'll be back by shortly, since
Yeah,
this
although
is a large
speaking of
problem.
hats, we should probably go track down.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes. Thank you very much. We appreciate the help.
Good day to you, and may the blessings of the Nine follow you.
Yes, thank you.
And we will go hunt down those two yahoos.
Speaking of the two said yahoos, you find yourselves relatively quickly. Well, not quickly. It's a bit of a schlep, but you find yourselves in front of Klein's Caps. It's not quite the same as Hawthorne's headwear, but it is. It is not an upscale shop either, although there is a portion of it that purports to be. But it is, most of their stock is on the lower end, with only a very small selection that they're trying to cater to upscale people. You're not really sure that they're pulling off the right balance, but it's there. They're making the attempt at least to bridge that divide. It is close to the waterfront. It looks like one of those places where some landlord might have bought up a warehouse and then subdivided it into different spaces. And Klein's Caps is the one on the very end with the main entrance into it from the main street side. Most of the other shops you have to go down the side of the building to get to.
What's the interior dimensions?
So it's about 80 feet across from side to side down the street. You
Okay.
can't tell how deep it is. It's pretty deep. It goes a good ways back into the warehouse. It's got sort of a peaked roof. At the sides, it's only about 10 feet. At the center, it probably goes up to about 20, 25 feet.
Okay. Windows? I assume there's windows.
For this one, no, there's actually not. Because it was a warehouse. There's the main sort of entryway, kind of, that looks like they might have taken some of the wall out and put some windows in, but it's a very, very minor part of the main facade. I mean, it looks like mainly they want to get you in the space before you see the wares that they are selling.
Now, Castian,
Yeah.
I would like to remind you that a hat maker paid those guys off to come and bust through your window.
Yeah.
Now, I would have reminded you this beforehand, but if you're going to do what you're about to do, you will have targeted one shop that did absolutely nothing to you. And when I find out which shop that is, you will be paying back every single hat that you have destroyed.
But the cheap hats, they are an embarrassment to the haberdashery.
Well, then let that stand for itself and let their business suffer for it.
On top of that, You have no idea what they've been doing to me this past year.
Well, then tell me. I know that they set up competitors' little shops outside of yours. And yes, that is inappropriate. What else you got? You just vanished, so what have they been doing, Castian? How would you know?
I mean, I don't mind a little competition, but come on. If they're going to send people after me and destroy my shop, that's just uncalled for.
Uh-oh. Hello?
Froze.
Yep, there we go.
Okay.
Where are we?
Okay.
What did you hear last?
And we're back.
What did
Okay.
you hear last?
Last I heard was something about if they're going to send people after me.
If they're going to send people after me and destroy my shop, then that's just uncalled for.
You don't know which hat shop it was, Castian. So, again, I say, when I find out which one it was, either you're going to pay them back for every single bit of merchandise that you destroyed that was not actually, just for you to destroy, seeing as they have not done anything to you. Or I will be reporting you. And you still haven't answered the question as to what they have been doing outside of the thing that I have already stated of setting up little, carts outside of your shop. Which, again, inappropriate, but does not warrant this.
Hi. Nothing wrong with the little. Hold on. Let me rephrase this. I just want to go talk to the manager.
Highly doubt that that is true.
Fine, have it your way. We can just walk on past.
Oh. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. If I found out that the other place was not... See, I sillily assumed that you knew that Hawthorne was the one that did it, and that's why you targeted him first. When we started coming here, I realized you had no idea. You were just going to loose cannon both of them. Yeah, so if I find out that Hawthorne had nothing to do with what happened at your shop, you're still paying for those hats.
And how you gonna? He can say whatever he wants. I mean, he could be lying for all we know.
Well, I wouldn't be lying saying that I witnessed you do that, so...
Witness me doing what? We were just walking by.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I didn't at all, witness something incredibly wrong happen wherein you destroyed several hats with water.
That was purely coincidence. I had no idea it was going to rain inside this shop.
Uh-huh.
Shall we proceed?
This way. I'm just gonna turn you away from the shop and shove. Very firmly.
And I'm going to put my hands in my pockets and walk on by and...
Thank you. Thank you, Wolf Dog.
With my hands in my pocket completely obscured, there's no way she could tell I'm doing stuff with my hands, right?
I will have you make a sleight of hand check against her perception.
Okay, I'll do that.
Chipper. I'm sorry, I missed a whole bunch of messages because I have the small screen. Sorry,
I'd like to point out that now that Chipper is here, she can roll for Nate.
Oh yeah.
No, Danny
Yes.
already took that.
Yeah, Danny already took it. She already
That's true.
Oh, okay.
she already
She
used
can
it.
cash in another one though if she wants.
She could.
No, she wants to help me burn stuff down.
So what was your sleight of hand?
1 second.
Okay, so Castian, you have character advantage from Chipper.
Gosh dang it, Chipper.
Thank you. You're awesome.
I'm breaking this device later. You can't be trusted with it.
Device.
You haven't actually seen it. I've held it in my pocket the whole time.
I know that you're the one doing this. I'm not an idiot.
1, 2. That's a 33.
Well,
Good God. 33
I
sleight
don't
of
know
hand?
how you're doing it. Yep, I don't know how you're doing it still, but I still know that you are doing it.
It would be a fair assumption that if you walk past the hat shop and something
Weird happens.
fully Castian.
Yep.
There are no windows. You don't know it's raining inside. We're just gonna mosey on along.
Oh, that much is actually true, so I don't know that you've
Yep.
made it rain in here. But if I hear the news that it has, I'm still gonna know it was you.
So behind you, as you guys are walking away, behind you, you do start to hear the shouts and the yells, and people start pouring out of the shop soaking wet.
Demi looks at you like she wants to murder you.
Now, the murder hobo.
I'm not doing it.
Well,
Thank
you
you,
haven't
Chipper.
done anything either.
All right. All right. So I'm confiscating your coat and everything on you later. And again, when I find out which one didn't have anything to do with the arson at your place, you're paying them back for every hat that you ruined.
It's gonna be really funny when both hat shots they went halfsies on it.
Yeah,
Why waste them?
that would make my life a lot simpler
It
than
was
trying to actually get him to pay up. Like, ultimately, Simi would just have to steal stuff from his register and pay them with it.
So all of you sort of converge back at the shop, more or less about the same time.
How
Yeah.
long has this taken?
This has probably taken you guys to middle of the afternoon to traipse around town and find all the things and do all the things that you've had sort of on your plates today.
Hello, everyone. How was
So, how'd it
your
go?
walk past here?
Oh, it was nice. It was nice outside and just a beautiful day. And
You asked.
I don't know
I
what
see
she's talking
someone had
about.
strong feelings about the walk.
It was a nice day out, and I enjoyed the walk, company included.
I got a lot of damage control I gotta do now.
I don't know what she's talking about.
You ruined
Obvious lighting.
someone's hat shop. Someone who did not deserve it. Probably.
I mean, that's kind of fair on his point. They tried to burn us in his hat shop.
See, the problem being that he hit 2 different hat shops, not knowing which one actually did that. And I
And
still haven't figured out how yet. And that means one of them was innocent.
this is a trade war. We're not supposed to give rules to trade wars.
With you. Like,
What?
just. I know that you're a free agent, but seriously, like, this. So you
I am the
prefer-
farthest thing from a free agent right now.
chaos, anarchy, all of these things.
You
That's
should
just your
probably
thing.
remember, Lucas, that rules are what saved your life.
Which time? Remind me. I don't. Brain can't remember what you're referring to.
See, Simi's rules are what prevented her from either killing you or turning you into the Order.
Oh, you mean morals?
rules.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My morals happen to be
Ah.
some of my rules.
Also,
And,
I am still not convinced that Castian didn't do something to incite them to want to burn down his
I am
place of
also
business.
not convinced, especially after seeing his response today when I pointed out to him that he's hitting at least like one innocent hat shop. I am
Innocent,
100%
that's a strong
positive
word.
that he probably did something to deserve this.
So,
Anyway.
Sorry, Rain,
this
continue.
is awkward. We were mostly unsuccessful. We found Ariadne, but it is unclear whether or not she can actually help us.
There
And
are some items that we know of that could help us,
That's good.
with the small caveat there being that they're in the vault at the Order headquarters.
Ooh, that sounds like fun.
So
No.
if we wanted to get
No.
access to them, we would have to break into the Order's vault.
I can make
And
disguises.
as I have already robbed the Order once in the last month, I feel like that is probably not an option.
Member
Yeah,
of
just
the
need
Order,
disguises.
perhaps I should take point on this and start making the appropriate investigations and figuring out the best ways that we can maybe do that in a way that's not terrible. She eyeballs Castian.
I mean, regardless, I don't think that's our best option right now, because we know that if things go missing, unless we can somehow get in there and take them without them knowing, they will rip the city apart looking for it.
Yep.
And I don't really want my name involved in another version of stealing from the Order, at least not till it's cooled off a little bit more.
I do have a concern,
Go on.
Sure.
which is we have no idea what's happening right now over at the Demetrius. If no one is opposed, I will go post up on a rooftop nearby and keep an eye.
I mean, you can. Honestly, I agree. It'd be nice to know what's going on, but I'm not sure how much that's going to help us. I don't think it will be obvious what they are doing from watching the ship. And honestly, at this stage, I don't know that there's a lot we can do to stop them.
Well, I would like to know if they have decided to leave that spot since it was the center of attention.
That's
I would
fair.
like to know where they go so that we don't have to make another deal with the devil to figure that out.
Also fair, although I feel like they'll be a little bit easier to track now that we know that there's like, a whole army of them. But that's fair. I mean, if you want to go keep an eye on them, I don't know that there's a lot we can do. Well, I say that. We could go after them right now, and we'll just have to rely on overwhelming firepower
I don't
to
think we have that to rely
beat
on.
them. But we would need to craft some sort of plan to ensure that we don't wind up dealing with all of them at once.
I mean, in theory, we might be able to take them on all at once, but I would not count on it. It is not worth the risk that we would be
And
taking on.
we wouldn't. From what I saw, like we would do some damage, all of us together. I don't think we could take them all on. I think we would get overwhelmed too fast. Again, we'd have to have some sort of plan. There is another alternative that we could try, although we were trying to avoid it. With the help of our friend up the hill and him giving us some very expensive items. I might be able to craft at least one more of the sun blades.
How long
Weapon
would that
builder.
take to make?
It would take about a week.
I don't know if we have a week.
I mean, every night, if those things feed, on average, one person a night,
Well, but we know they're not all turning into husks or into whatever they are, because we've seen evidence of fully. So it has to be some sort of intentional thing.
but does it? Do we
I'm
still
pretty sure
have
it's
the
not happening by
body from
accident.
the elf camp?
Well, but none of the husks look like none of the things I saw looked like husks.
But if they were implanted with whatever turns them into that after a while,
I mean, maybe, but we haven't heard anything about bodies going missing. Like, we haven't
but
heard
isn't
about
the
them, like,
order
finding the bodies and then those bodies also getting up and walking away.
right? But isn't the order sort of in charge of the body after it's like, would they be willing to even release that information?
I
I
am pretty
wouldn't.
sure that word would have gotten out because the things either would have, especially, I'm going to gesture to see me, especially because we have, you know, an inside source. I feel like if they were misplacing bodies, they would have their people scouring the city to find them.
But don't they?
No.
Okay.
I mean, Keith, has Simi caught wind of anything even vaguely? I mean, I feel like she's being kept out of the loop and doesn't completely realize it about a lot of things, but have I heard anything that would make me think that the order?
Because we know that there's an ongoing investigation, but
Yeah. Of like
You
what
know
they
that there's an ongoing investigation, but you haven't been contacted to become involved in it yet.
So my knowledge of their knowledge is very limited to
Yes.
that.
Yes.
And the whole zombie infection thing doesn't line up with anything Kazakh has encountered before, which leads me to believe that this is probably not a normal, widespread. So, like, sure, they all could be turning into those creatures, but I mean, even if they are, another 8 isn't really going to change the math we're already dealing with. Right? They already have such an overwhelming amount that it's not like that's really tipping the scales any more than they already are.
He looks really uncomfortable with the.
Yeah, like they already have a numerical superiority over us, so I'm not sure.
I am less concerned with that and more concerned with the consistent deaths that are happening.
Well, we also know that it can't be all of them that are feeding every day. Otherwise, there would be a much higher body count. It
Right.
amounted to, if there was one hunter, one body a day.
But they turn the body, so there is no body.
No, but they
But
don't,
moving.
though. That's the
They
thing.
don't
We have
always.
seen firsthand the desiccated husks.
Hmm.
That, so I don't think it's a. I don't think that they always turn them into minions, for lack of a better term.
Is there any way we could corral those things and lead them towards the palace?
I mean,
I
we
think they're more
could.
on guard watching the Demetrius. I don't think we're going to be able to get them far from it.
We could get them a little ways from it, because when I made my escape, they chased after me for, a couple blocks, at least the direction they thought I had gone.
So
But yes, I
potentially,
don't think we could. I think it would be very hard to get them to go too far away from the ship.
you were potentially a threat to what they were protecting, I think. So
Right.
Well, and once they lost track of me, they didn't like continue to mill
Continue
about or
searching.
anything.
Yeah.
They
That's
went
right.
back. They have some level of intelligence to know, you know.
Here's an interesting idea. Could we try parlaying with the hunter?
And
'Cause, I
say
mean,
what?
well, I mean, we don't know where its prey is currently, and we could, discuss some terms of it leaving the city.
In
You want
exchange
to
for
hand Kazakh over to them?
What? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
You want to hand them Kazakh?
Well, no, we don't have Kasich. We'll just we'll let the hunter know. It's like, hey, you thought your prey's not here. Can you please move on?
It's a little town that nobody knows about called Elwick.
I see. We could ask them that maybe, but I don't think they would move on. Like for them, the thrill is the hunt. So they would like, unless Kazakh actually has left, they would just stay here to keep hunting him. And we don't really have any leverage on them to like convince them to, like barter or like come to terms with us. Like we don't have anything to offer them. We couldn't even offer to give up Kazakh right now. We literally have no leverage.
I also would really like to put together a search party at some point, but I feel like we need to deal with the source of the problem first.
Well, and if Kazakh, I mean, he said that he's taken on 13 of these things so far and come out. I have a sneaking suspicion the Dragon Man, is probably pretty well hidden or holed up. I don't know how easy, especially with our master of finding people out of commission currently. I'm not sure how easy that will be.
Unlikely.
And
Very
how
unlikely.
do we get you back in commission, by the way? Like, is there a statute of limitations on this?
Well, as far as I'm aware, let me let Braden look through his notes real quick. Let's see.
I got so many bad ideas.
So do I.
We can just burn down the city and then
Seems to be the route that Castian would want to go.
Not quite that extreme, not at first.
Not at first, yeah. This is gonna like be a few months of babysitting for Simi.
So what we do is we dig up a body, we disguise it as Kazakh, and then hand it over.
Like an
Okay,
8-foot
that-
tall dragonborn.
Yeah. Problem one is we have to find a Dragonborn corpse. I don't know how easy that'll be. 2, the hunters have some way of tracking him, but we don't know what that way is. So they will probably be able to tell he is still alive. And 3, for them, it's about the thrill of the hunt. It's not like they just want the man dead. They want to hunt him.
So we prop him on a building, and then they can hunt him and kill him, and the corpse. And they
That would
kill him.
require us to have Kazakh, but also I don't think he'd let us do that.
No.
So I would just looking back on my deal.
Consulting the fine print.
And I basically find out where it lives, and then we both know that each other are looking for each other. I can only use 2 artifacts if we go against it. I mean, I could basically just make another deal to reverse this.
Somehow I don't think that'll work out in your favor.
No,
It never does it?
no.
Taking out a loan to pay off your debt, I feel like it doesn't normally actually help you.
Even if I don't spend any of the money?
I mean, you're taking
you're
out
right,
a loan
interest.
from the
There's
same
interest.
person you already owe money to.
Just so you know, Keith, there's been a lot happening in chat as far as all of the redeems and whatnot, including one that says on-screen celebration. So I don't know
Yeah,
what that means.
I don't know what that one means either, but
We
I
need music
did see
to
that
play when
one.
that happens.
there were two sets of DM advantage and two sets of DM disadvantage, which I have canceled out because they would cancel each other out. So those were basically just turned in for nothing. Sorry. But there is, right at this moment, Lucas has a temporary expertise sitting out there ready to use.
Joy! Look, I got nothing. I cannot do anything in my current situation. Unless we fight these things, or we want to try and make something that'll do radiant damage. But in my current situation, I can't do anything.
Yeah, the way I see it, where we're sitting right now, we have three options of dealing with this. Option one, we try and infiltrate the ship and take out the leader, the boss, the head of it, and hope that that solves the problem, and hope that we can actually take him and kill him. Option two, we plan a heist of the vault of the Order and hope that that's enough firepower to even the odds. Option three, we go ask our friend up the hill if he has any magical reagents or other magic items we can use that could even the odds.
There.
I can also put a message out to my connections and see if something might turn up.
Who are your connections? That seems like a very important question to ask.
I mean, his connections are the connections that have allowed him to wheel and deal magic items under an oppressive regime that outlaws them. I feel like they're pretty
Yeah.
reliable.
Dang it. Fine.
I want to stop you. I'm going to pause for just a moment because I think Danny maybe didn't catch something that I did way long time ago when her boyfriend came into the back of the shop.
Oh yeah.
Because he actually handed her a package that she hasn't opened
Yeah.
yet.
I meant to look at that. Okay, I forgot that happened. So yeah, I look at the package.
The DM
So
has given us tools.
So
I look
you
at the toy.
you open up the package and you pull out a hand mirror.
You got us the hand mirror of blasting?
We're not supposed to have that.
We're definitely not supposed to have
That's
that.
supposed to be locked up in a vault.
Gave me a mirror?
I'd be real careful with that.
Oh,
Put it back in the box and close the lid very gently.
okay.
That's like a death ray is what that is.
That is the hand mirror of blasting. Basically, that creates like a beam of radiant damage that I was not aware that he was able to get. So
Yeah, that
I
was
see
one
it.
of the things that was in the vault.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was
Well,
going to give you to that. I was going to give that to you anyway. But she never opened the box.
That's the thing. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, so
I just thought it
odds
was
are
funny.
odds are maybe a little more even.
I mean, if that beam right on that gangway, if we just time it right, might
That's
be able
actually-
to.
I was thinking if we can lure them out and funnel them into a choke point, this might actually work. Remind me, Keith, what was the
5 feet wide, 50
area of
feet
effect-
long.
And how
So
much
How many
damage
charges?
does it deal?
What's that? I didn't
How many
say.
charges and how much damage?
I did not say.
Oh, in that case, if Simi won't stop him, Killian will ritually cast Identify.
Okay.
Todd.
We will deal with that next time because this is a good place to stop.
Okay.
I will say
want that mirror.
before we finish. Oh yeah, you're not getting that mirror, buddy. I will say before we finish that we will handle this off screen. But Simi's going to be doing some research and some interesting searching and what's the right word? Recon? No. Information
Investigation?
gathering from the hat makers. Because now this is a thing that I have to freaking follow up on.
Okay. Yeah, we will take care of that off camera as well.
Yeah,
you
and-
missed it, Steven. The package that
Yeah, it
Acherai
has the
dropped
mirror.
off.
I could hear.
Okay, yeah, you can hear. Okay.
Um,
All right.
All right.
Theoretically back around the table next week.
Hopefully.
All
Hopefully.
right. Anybody else got anything they want to do before we sign off here?
Mm,
I
No,
get
I
my
think we're
magic
good.
item down my underwear so she don't come after me.
Yes, I am going to like rifle through his clothes and try and see if I can like find whatever he used to do that, since I know he doesn't have that level of magic.
It
All
is
right,
in my underwear.
Let us make that a contested sleight of hand.
What is my sleight of hand?
Probably not good enough since he got a 33 last time.
Jesus. I mean, I have a +5, so it's an unnatural 20.
Danny, if you want it, you have a character advantage on the table.
Oh, let's try that. Yeah, I'll redeem that advantage. Nope, it's still a natural 20. That one was a 1.
So an unnatural
I got-
20, you mean?
Yeah, unnatural 20.
Okay.
Yeah, I got 28.
All right. So he's able to still keep his device hidden from you.
Dang it.
Rain might have left his note for Killian.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to leave his note for Killian. He's going to excuse himself.
And we'll deal with that next time.
And we will deal
Yep.
with that next time.
I sent that in email format to you, Keith, as well as to Lance.
Cool. Sounds good. I will take a look at that off screen as well. I kind of already know what it entails, but I will look at that off screen and we will deal with that next time. So, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you guys will join us again next week. Theoretically, we should be back. With any luck at all, we'll see if we're able to get back around the table. It may be another one of these Discord sessions, but in any case, we'll see what we can get together for you guys. Keep tabs on, no, not Wyvern Warfare, but they're really cool guys. They make really nice stuff, but that was not the button I meant to hit. Instead, keep tabs on our Discord server. There we go. That is going to let you guys know when our broadcast schedule is going to be, what it is for any given week. I do try to keep that updated. Life has been a little hectic. It's kind of gone by the wayside here lately. Clearly, with COVID sort of in the house, things kind of got a little away from us. But the Discord server will let you know theoretically, when our next sessions are going to be. So go ahead and be sure that you are checking up on that. Also, if you haven't already, go out to our YouTube channel, hit like and subscribe. Make sure that you turn on the notifications, and you will always know when we put new content up for you guys to peruse. That's gonna do it for us here tonight. We will be back with you next week, hopefully, fingers crossed. Until then, do remember.
Grab your back.
Grab your bags and grab your
Grab your
balls.
balls.
Yeah, that doesn't
so
work over
hard.
Discord. That is so
Right.
hard over Discord. But we will see
Yeah,
you
that
guys next time. Bye bye.
Good night.